Okay, so here's the deal. I have never read Harry Potter. I know. It's astonishing, really, but I had the idea of trying to explain the entire Harry Potter series without ever reading it. I did watch the first movie when I was like 8, a couple times, so I have like a vague memory of the first movie, and I think I watched the third movie one time, but the only thing that I remember is Ron being a little and being like, "Oh no, my leg, they'll have to cut it off." So, I'm really sorry you had to hear that. Let's start off with the first movie, The Sorcerer's Stone. Okay, we've got Harry Potter, Hermione, Ron, Snape, Hagrid, Draco Malfoy, and Dumbledore, I think. Alright. Okay, here's what I think happened. Alright. So, we've got Hagrid. He's a guy with a beard. Okay? There's a cat. Ignore my art skills, okay? But there's a cat, alright? Who also transforms into a lady, okay? And they have a baby. Baby Harry. This is Harry. Okay? And they deliver him to a house. And the little baby Harry, goes here. Okay? And Harry's parents they're dead, okay? Tragic backstory. That's what makes this character so interesting. And then, Harry lives under... Oh god. Oh no. I gotta fix it. Hold on. Okay. Good enough. Whatever. Harry lives in this little cupboard under the stairs. Little Harry with his little glasses. Harry, okay. Then his aunt and his uncle are mean, and his cousin is also mean. And his cousin is also kind of big because he eats a lot of cake. Then his uncle keeps getting letters in the mail from Hogwarts. And they keep flying in, and he's like, no, I don't like that. So he burns them. Fire. Burned. Okay? Burned letters. Destruction. And then a bunch of letters come. And he says no, we're moving. Then they move to some random cave-looking thing. There's like a bunch of water all around it, and it's just like made out of cobblestone. And then Harry is here with his little glasses because he can't see. His whole family, who is very mean, is back here. And it's this kid's birthday. And then his cake gets destroyed. It's destroyed. Then Hagrid bursts in through the door. And Hagrid has a beard. That's all I know about Hagrid. He bursts in the door. He's like, Harry, you're a wizard, Harry. And then Harry is like, what? Okay. Then Harry is at the train station. And then there's a train. But he's trying to find station 9 3/4 or something. I don't know. And then this lady shows up with a whole family of little children that are redheads, okay? And she's like, oh my god, actually, you just have to go through this wall. And they're like, what the hell? And she's got like a shopping cart or something. I don't know. And they just go through the wall. That's where he meets Ron, okay? Now, Ron, Harry, on the train. And Ron, he's eating candy. And he's like, bro, want some candy? And little Harry's like, no, I'm pretty sure they meet Hermione there too. I don't really remember. But Ron knows what he's doing. He's been here before. He's just a greedy little kid who likes candy. No one really knows how he got in there, in Hogwarts, other than the fact that his family is in Hogwarts. Or something like that. And then we got Hermione, and she's a little nerd with some books. Love her. Love her. Love her. Great. Okay, then she sits down next to Harry. Oh no. You know what? I'm gonna leave it. I don't care. Okay, next to Harry and Ron. And she's like, y'all are dumb because you're boys. End scene. Okay. Then they get to Hogwarts. And there's a magical hat who is grumpy. Oh god. You know what? Whatever. He's all messed up anyways. He is grumpy, and it's the Sorting Hat. And the little kids go under it one by one, which I think is really weird. Harry, you... And he's like whispering like, I don't want to be a Slytherin, blah 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 blah, okay? And then he gets put with the Gryffindors. And the Gryffindors, they're like the main characters in the movie. So it's like Ron, Hermione, Harry, Ginny, or whoever. Okay, so that's Gryffindor. Then you got the Hufflepuffs. And they're sweet, nice, wholesome, okay? Then you got, but they don't really talk about them at all. And then there's the, why can't I remember it? Ravenclaw or something? I don't know. It starts with an R, okay? And they're just, like, really smart. So I don't really understand why Hermione's here and not there, but I don't, whatever. Maybe it becomes relevant later on. I have no idea. And then there's the Slytherins, okay? And there's, Draco Malfoy. And he's a little, alright? He's mean. He's mean to everybody. And, anyways, the rest is really just a blur. At one point, Harry has to sneak into a library wearing an invisible cloak to get a book. What's it? It's, the Sorcerer's Stone. Okay, yeah, so they're trying to find the Sorcerer's Stone for whatever reason, I don't know. It's relevant to the story a lot. At one point, Hermione is in the bathroom, and then an ogre shows up and, like, spits on her, and it's, like, nasty. And then the boys have to go in the girls' bathroom to help her, and they're like, ew! And then, like, I don't know, they, like, kill an ogre or something. And then there's, like, they get on a bunch of, they're, like, under the school somehow, and they're, like, trying to find this stone, the Sorcerer's Stone. And at one point they talk to, like, Dumbledore, and he's, like, got a wizard hat and a beard. And they're like, how do we find this thing? And they're like, oh my god, I don't know. And then they're like, all of a sudden they're playing chess, and they have to be on the chessboard. And they're like, I don't care if I die, that's fine, I don't care at all. And then they find the stone, and Voldemort has two heads at one point. It's creepy. And he takes off his scarf, and there's two heads. What's with that? Why? Anyways, basically, all I really know is that Voldemort's the evil guy. He's got an ugly nose, it's not really there. He's got two heads. And he killed Harry's parents. And, oh, also in that movie, they were playing, Quidditch. And there's, like, the snitch, and they try to catch it. And I think, like, Harry catches it at one point. I don't really know. Oh, and there's this other scene where, like, Harry gets in trouble for riding a broom because Draco Malfoy is a little... Anyway, so what I think happens in the rest of the books, in movies, what have you, is I think that it's like Scooby-Doo. Okay, hear me out, alright? So there's Voldemort, right? And there's a bunch of pieces of Voldemort, and I think there's like 7 or something. There's like 7 pieces. He like possesses objects, like probably that rock, I don't know. And, so there's 7 books, so there's a piece of him in each book at the very end. It's the mystery they have to solve. Harry, hear me out, Harry is Fred. Hermione is Velma. Ron is Shaggy, because he's scared of everything. And Ginny, I think that's her name. She is Daphne. Scooby-Doo, is that little, like, house elf, kind of creepy, ugly looking thing. Dolphy or something? I don't remember. It's the little elf guy. The creepy guy. Because he talks kind of weird, like Scooby-Doo does. Alright? And so in each film, they all get together. They're like, look, gang, looks like we got a mystery on our hands. And then they have to go find another piece of Voldemort and kill it. Until the last movie, where they like split it in two because it took them forever to find the last piece of Voldemort. Then they finally kill him in the second movie. The last movie. You know what, I'm gonna look at some of the titles of these. First one, Sorcerer's Stone. It's a magic rock. They gotta find the magic rock to use it to kill Voldemort, because he's the evil guy. The Chamber of Secrets. That sounds like a Pandora's box type of situation. Sounds like, Voldemort, the evil guy in this story, is, trying to open it. And they can't let him open it, because then, everyone will be evil. The Prisoner of Azkaban, I think I watched that one at one point. That's one where Ron screaming because he, like, cut his leg, but actually, he, like, cut it on some branch, or he, like, tripped or something. But there's, like, werewolves and, like, stuff like that in there, and, like, those are the actual threat. But he was like, oh no, they have to cut it off because he tripped over a branch. I don't really remember anything else from that book. So, I'm gonna say the Prisoner of Azkaban is like some prisoner they had to find to ask him how to set a trap to kill Voldemort. The Goblet of Fire. Here's what I think. Is the Goblet of Fire is like that little snitch thing from the game, but it's not. It's not the game. It's not Quidditch anymore. Like, I vaguely remember some sort of tournament with a bunch of, like, it's like the Olympics, but for wizards and magic. And so the Goblet of Fire is just the evil part of Voldemort. And they're like, oh no, we gotta, like, kill this thing, otherwise it's gonna kill everybody. And then the underdogs, the Hufflepuffs, one of them picks it up, douses the fire. Everyone's like, oh my god. And then that kid turns into Voldemort, so they have to execute him. And then Voldemort's like, if it weren't for you meddling kids, okay? The Order of the Phoenix, that's like some wizard, like, law, that they have to follow the law. But then, in this movie, they have to break that law in order to kill Voldemort. And then Voldemort's like, oh, you meddling kids again. The Half-Blood Prince, that seems like something about Harry's tragic backstory was wrong. And they, like, figure out that he's actually, like, half something else, because, like, his dad was, like, a prince or something, and they're like, oh, and then it, like, it just, like, deters the rest of the story, and everything you thought was how it is actually flipped, and everyone's like, whoa! And then, like, but then they still have to kill Voldemort in that, so they do it again, they, like, find something else, because it's like a Scooby-Doo episode, it happened, like, it's the same thing every time, but with a different plot twist. Also, random thought, in the third movie, at one point, they're in the forest, and they're trying to find some horse, and they find the horse, and they, like, kill it, because they have to get something from it, and I think it was, like, its blood or something, but they had to ask Dumbledore first. They're like, do we have to kill this thing? And he's like, yeah, you gotta kill that thing. They're like, okay, we gotta kill the thing, and then they go kill it. What's the last one? The Deathly Hallows. Okay, so I think they're in the woods, and it's dangerous. It's a dangerous woods. They weren't supposed to go there, but they have to go there to find the last piece of Voldemort to kill him. And they eventually find it, and they kill him again. No, they didn't do it in that one, in the movie, because it's a part 2, and they actually, once they actually find it, there's a cliffhanger, and then in the second movie, they finally kill Voldemort. And then, lots of people die, throughout all these books. In that book, Dumbledore dies, and everybody's like sad about it. I think Snape dies in like the 5th one. I think that's a good point. And then I think basically everybody dies throughout the books. I forgot to sprinkle those deaths in there. So I think, let's see, Hagrid, I think he lives actually. Harry lives, Hermione lives, Ron lives. Because otherwise that's just sad. But like one of Ron's brothers, I think, dies. Because Ron also needs a tragic backstory to be a good character. Anyways, that's my thoughts on what I think happens in Harry Potter. Let me know if I got any of that right. Because I think most of that was wrong. But I do still think it's like a Scooby-Doo episode every time. But like hours long.